Well, poor Addie Bear, she surrendered. Oh, that was a tough night. It wasn't a horrible night, but it really was, to be honest, in some senses. You know, we look back at the night, and my wrist and my elbow and my shoulder are so sore from from Born to Dance. You know, I told you guys, you watched Brett almost get in trouble with this horse, and I told you in a video this afternoon or the day before, when he gets in trouble, his mouth just turns to rubber. You can't control him, and it's a real problem. We've had a snake cord on him. Doesn't matter. I said to Jason, he's going to have to learn to wear a dog chain, because if there had been a horse behind Nick Clegg advancing on the outside, I would have been in big trouble. In big trouble with this guy. And last thing I wanted to do was move to the front and, have to, Hunter came and I just left him. I didn't want to do that with this horse. I wanted to get away behind the two. Ryan Stahl makes front. Here comes Nick Clegg to the front. I'm sitting fourth behind Aaron Merriman, who's bet down also. He's going to move him. All I have to do is take my time and get out before Hunter Myers comes. Now I'm second over and in a real good spot, advancing into a horse that may or may not have been good, but in a good spot with Born to Dance. That's how I envisioned the race going. And it worked out to a T in the first turn. Pushed through, but what had happened was I started him up to get around the one horse. And I thought he was going to be okay. He seemed like he might settle just for a second. And then when Nick Clegg went by me, he was chirping at his horse, chasing his horse. He wasn't doing anything wrong, but it just spooked him enough. And then it's like he just sees black. It's not the screen, because he's done it training down and he's done it before. It's just him. It's just it's almost like he just sees black, and he's a loon that way. And if you're sitting back fifth and he gets a little squirrely, you can let him relax. By the time you get to the horse in front of you, he'll usually settle. But when you're in that group setting, man, he can get you in trouble in a real hurry. And I was in trouble for a couple of seconds with him. So I was lucky to escape there, and lucky that Nick Clegg let me go. It cost, I had to pay the ticket, $56 and a piece. Then the favorite comes, or the second favorite, whatever he was. Brian Brown's horse comes. I leave him out, and getting into the last turn, I'm like, if this guy's got any gas left in his tank, I got a good shot here. Hunter had just cleared, another one came, and he ended up overall racing okay, but the manner in which we got to that point was far from ideal, and not a very pleasant ride. And I come off the track and my elbow is just stinging. My shoulder's sore. I've been fighting a nagging shoulder for the entire season, and I certainly felt it tonight. So I'll start from the top, because we did have some rather poor performances. I think there's a little virus going through the barn, and I told Jason, all the horses that are in to go from now till Sunday, I want all their bloods taken tomorrow. I want to have a very, very close look at every single one of them, and I want to make sure when they go on the track, they're ready to go. B-Lisa's a little hard to scope, so it's not like you could train her and scope her. Clearly, I would guarantee you she's full of mucus tonight. J.K. Mickey Mantle, the way he raced, I scored him down, he felt okay. Here's the problem. Break, qualifier, race, and then back in 3 days was more than enough for this horse. In fact, probably too much for this horse. I agreed to it because it was the bottom class. We thought that he probably would have a better outing on Sunday, and therefore Wednesday wouldn't have been a big deal. Sunday's mile, I was pretty conservative with him. The track was really hard. I'd mentioned this to you. I wanted to race him from off the pace. I thought he raced okay. Not great, but okay. Coming into tonight, when I scored him down, he felt okay, but I wouldn't doubt that this horse had some mucus on Sunday. It was such a late race. He didn't race horribly, so we didn't scope him. We didn't draw his blood. He ate good. I asked the girl specifically, how's J.K. Mickey Mantle been eating? She said, he eats fine. He seems good. He's not coughing. He seems good. And that's the worst kind of virus, the one that you don't see. Usually temperatures, mucus, coughing, those are telltale signs of the virus. The peskiest ones are the ones that are way down deep, and the horses are eating good, they're not spiking temperatures, they're jogging fine. They may even train slow fine, but they can't rate at top speed then it starts to bubble up, then it starts to become a real problem. Now, the vets were gone for Lasix. We couldn't scope anybody today, but we're going to scope them all tomorrow morning. I suspect between the scope and the blood work, you're going to see something menacing. Even a horse like Sedona Hill. That filly was in a position to win tonight. You know, I had a couple of clients say, she raced good, great drive. Yeah, I had her in a good spot. She didn't finish well. I was certain I was a winner when we come out of the last turn. Absolutely positive. If you'd have just stopped the race and said, what do you think? Jog. No shot. She'll jog. I moved her over. She advanced and then fizzled right out. 32 seconds on the end of it. Smoking Hot Irish Girl was actually pretty good. But we've been easy on her since the fair because she'd raced and raced and raced. So we haven't really been training her herd. Purple People Eater was good. Clear to the front, allowed me to, control the tempo, back it up. I knew when I got to the half, I knew leaving the gate, my only adversary on paper had just made a break, right? I think the 2 was on the run. As I was coming in front of the stands, I looked at the TV. I couldn't see the 2 anywhere. So again, I just assumed, that must have been him on the run. Anyway, it didn't matter. 29 and 2, I knew I was going a half in a minute. I didn't think there was anybody on paper that could trot with this filly off those fractions. At the half, I was certain she was a winner, and it actually did turn out that way. She raced well. When I went with J.K. Mickey Mantle, he was abysmal. Abysmal. Clearly something wrong with him. It wasn't lameness. Get off the gate good, get through the turns good, seemed good, but he was not. So we're going to have to look to a scope tomorrow and blood work on him to figure out what's wrong with him. I had my reservations about racing him tonight, and now I feel I wish we'd have scratched him. It's just one of those things, if he had went out when it was second and 52 or 53, you'd be like, yeah, he was good tonight. That wasn't the case. It was quite the opposite, and a little frustrated that I probably didn't scratch him. So to my partners out there, I apologize. He raced good enough that we did not draw blood, that we did not scope him after he raced on Sunday. So raced well enough to keep us away, but certainly did not race well enough. Did not seem healthy enough tonight. In hindsight, the horse just fizzled. He was done at the 3/8. When Aaron let me go and we started into the stretch, I'm looking at the TV. I was a little surprised he didn't remove the horse. I'm looking at the TV and I see the 3 horse coming, and I look at the odds board and I said, looks like he might be okay. As I'm thinking he might be okay, he just snapped around me in 2 seconds. And Mickey had 0 offense at that point. And then just piddled away through the field. So, and that wasn't even the worst one tonight, in my mind. J.K. Mickey Mantle put up a tussle tonight. B. Lisa? Prince Charmer? Prince Charmer, it was an identical race. The half was 3/5 of a second faster. He felt really good at the half and really bad down the backstretch. B. Lisa, I'm second over with her. I'm going to slide to the inside, get into the 2-hole. Okay, if the horse in the front's great, I'm going to be second, maybe third again. Call it a night. Pretty good race. I couldn't even get her into the 3-hole getting into the last turn. So, J.K. Mickey Mantle, B. Lisa, and Prince Charmer were disgusting tonight. They were terrible. Born to Dance, here we got 3 horses that walked and 1 that was a runaway. Born to Dance was good. Physically, mentally, C-, minimum. So if Sedona Hill wasn't good, and we'll know tomorrow when we scope her and draw our blood. If Sedona Hill wasn't good, that was a gutsy effort by her. So good job. Smoking Hot Irish Girl was. Purple People Eater, very good last night. Top marks tonight. Top marks to her. Born to Dance, very rude, very hard to deal with, but did his work. Finished 4th, paced 55 and 2. And he will be back in Sunday, and I won't shed a tear for him being back in Sunday, I can tell you that. I had every intention of driving him very easy, very conservative, and getting a good trip. And the way the race worked out, I would have. But he had other plans. So he can do a little extra work this week. No concerns there. But we will draw his blood. And the other 3, clearly a little bit of a virus going through the barn with J.K. Mickey Mantle. Not Victory, sorry. J.K. Mickey Mantle. Prince Charmer and B. Lisa. B. Lisa was atrocious. So 2 abysmal miles, 1 bad mile from Prince Charmer. He wasn't as bad as the other 2, but it wasn't pretty. And the other 4 actually raced decently. So we come out of there with a win with Purple People Eater, a second with Sedona, a second with Smoking Out Irish Girl, a fourth with Born to Dance, and I can almost assure you 3 sick horses that need to be investigated tomorrow. So with that, I'll let you guys go. It's going to be got to get right to bed because tomorrow we have Royal Emeralds, Pull the Shoes. Now, the races in Indiana were canceled today. I guess a monsoon blew through there. Jim Eaton said it was bad in Illinois also. He doesn't know if they're going to even race AC Swan tomorrow. He said he's worried. He said the weather looks bad all week. Alibaba, that Springfield track doesn't take any water whatsoever. And the Indiana State Fair, Springfield, Illinois, right? Yeah. The Indiana State Fair is just as bad. They canceled Mel Gibbs Swan and Mounds for Alte. I don't know how that'll work. Will they race it tomorrow? Is it scrapped? I'm not really sure. I can't answer that. But Royal Emeralds, Pull the Shoes. AC Swan's supposed to go tomorrow. She may or may not go. Flash Fly, Insider Trading, and Affection. And then Friday. Big, big day for us Friday. Horn Player, Crantini, Tailgate Buzz. I forbid you. Major Megan is going to be racing here Friday night. I don't know who's down to drive her. Maybe Kurt Sugg. Austral Hanover. Time is on my side's racing. Scott Young is going to drive. Time is on my side. Brace for Landing is racing. Maybe Tyler Borth. I'm not sure. And Think of Galaxies also. This mare is going to be under a microscope. The next 2 days under a microscope. I want to make sure that we are absolutely 100% positive that she is 100% going out on the track. I certainly don't want to see one of those miles from Think of Galaxies on Friday. Saturday, I'm back home. I'm going to drive no free lunch, nothing but a Dreamer, Atlas, Hanover, and Sintra. Cash Deals also races. And then Sunday, I'm going to be in the Poconos. Activation, Lonely Lakewood, Victory, Blue Chip, Vaquero, Blue Chip, in Memory and Imagination. We have horses to enter here. Also, I told our partners that I was just going to take How the Hell to the Meadows next week. I didn't want to risk racing him, but he does fit the numbers at 1,500 on Sunday night here. Ryan Stahl, this track may suit him well because if you notice where they come out on the track, it's in front of the grandstand and they walk the gate all the way around. If he can put his nose right on that gate first, then I think he'll be thought out really good by the time he gets around. Now, his record of even trotting without me driving him the last little while has been 0 or very close to it. So hopefully Ryan can get him around. If you guys want to know how much I like this horse, how much respect I have for him, he hasn't made money in forever, and we still have him. So I still think there's hope for him. I still think there's a hopeful path forward. And I hope he finds his way onto it starting on Sunday. There won't be any racing at Northfield Park after Sunday for the next 13 days. For our clients, I believe that J.K. Mickey Mantle should never have been here, and hard to argue with them right now. He'll get a shot at the Meadows. We got to find out what's going on with him first. He'll bounce back. For those of you worried, we've talked a little bit about AFib. It wasn't AFib tonight with him or with B. Lisa. This was more or less just a sickness, and we're going to get to the bottom of that and get it managed starting tomorrow. But we will have a number of horses racing at the Meadows next week. So with that, I'll let you guys go. I'm tired. She's out cold. Amy and Ollie are in the house going to bed. I will talk to you all very, very soon. Take care.